Or Mike Massive, and you are now rocking with Ridin Durty Radio. Let's go!
Ridin Durty Radio.
I love Ridin Durty Radio. Vic XL. And just like that, once again, it's on.
And just like that, once again, it's on. What's up, world, and Happy New Year to everybody. This is your boy Vic XL, and this is the Ridin Durty Show. I'm glad to be here with you guys once again in the 2018. Hopefully, everything that you want in 2018, you get. And hopefully, y'all asses have not already broken your New Year's resolutions. I see Planet Fitness is full. LA Fitness is off the chain. Every fitness center is packed like hell, and I'm sure come March it's going to be empty like hell. Your New Year resolution should be not to spend all your income tax money in one place. Make your income tax money last from March to December, and you'll really be doing something. But now I'm just playing. Happy New Year, everybody. Ridin Durty Show, your boy Vic XL. We're about to get it cracking. Got a lot of things going on. Today is January the 5th. And we're going to start this thing off by letting you know celebrity birthdays. I want to say happy birthday to rock singer Mr. Marilyn Manson, a.k.a. I took my rib out to suck my own penis. Happy birthday to Marilyn Manson. I'm just joking. I don't know if he really did that. They say he did. I don't know. And I'll never check. But happy birthday to Marilyn Manson. Also, happy birthday to DJ Deadmau5, one of the originators of EDM. Also, happy birthday to radio host and TV star Miss Juicy Baby. You can hear her weekdays on the Ricky Smiley Show, and you can also catch her on Little Women of Atlanta. And you know what? If you're in the Atlanta area, you know Juicy really down to earth. Man, you can catch her at all kind of events out in the city, man. She really puts on for the city and does her thing. So happy birthday to her. She turns 46 years old today. So I didn't realize she was that old. So, you know, she's holding her age well, especially to be a small person and to be a person doing that thing as much as she do. But happy birthday to her, 46 years old and getting it. Happy birthday, Miss Juicy. Now, y'all know I always like to tell y'all, this show that you're listening to and watching is brought to you by the good people over at Dr. Juice Cleanse. That's right. Dr. Juice Cleanse is a all-natural juicer. All-natural juice. And what this juice does for you, which is awesome because it's an awesome juice. But what some of the things it do for you is it can help slow down the aging process. It can help stop stress, provide stress relief. And I know a lot of us, especially after the holidays, you're experiencing some stress. You probably need to get you a big ass glass of Dr. Juice Cleanse to help relieve some of that stress. It can remove nasty toxins and mucus out your body. It can help provide pH balance. You know what? It does so many things. I can take this entire 30-minute show telling you the good things Dr. Juice Cleanse do for you, and then I won't be able to get to anything else. So what I want you to do right now is go over to drjuicecleanse.com. That's right, drjuicecleanse.com. Order you some, find out about the product, and become a juicer, okay? And get healthy for the 2018. All right, real quick, I said my celebrity birthdays, but I didn't get a chance to do my Facebook friend birthdays. Real quick, I want to say happy birthday to my man DT. DT definitely is a guy that I go way back with in the music business. He's actually from my area doing his thing. He's a promoter. So if you ever want to come do shows in the Griffin area, holler my man DT, and DT will put you in the game and put you in front of a lot of people, get you some exposure, and put your music where it needs to be. All right? Definitely happy birthday to my man DT. Again, happy birthday to Marilyn Manson. Happy birthday to Miss Juicy, and happy birthday to you. If I don't know you and you're experiencing a birthday, happy birthday, and all is well. Real quick before I bring on my guest, I want to say one time for Sprite. Excuse me. One time for Sprite. And the reason I like Sprite, because right now, out of all the products, Sprite is one of the products that has really, really embraced hip-hop. And right now, they're on their 3rd series of cold lyric cans. Right here, you see, this is the summer cold lyric series. They've done 6 of these. And the only reason I'm talking about this is because I collect these, okay? I collect these Sprite cans. I have series 1, I have series 2, this is series 3. So if you love the Ridin Durty show, and you want to help your boy Vic XL out, I'm missing 1 can. It's 6 of 6. So if you're out there and you know how to get can 6 of 6, get it to your boy. I'll buy that thing from you, all right? All right, just that easy, man. I'll buy can 6 from you. You can help put me in the game because I definitely need can 6. I want to say one time for Cardi B. Cardi B right now has just joined a very elite crowd of people on the urban chart. She's only one of 3 artists to have 3 songs in the top 10 on the urban Billboard charts at the same time. You can hear her on her record, which is the Bodak Yellow. You can hear her featured with my man G-Eazy with No Limit, and she's also on the record with the Migos called Motorsports. So one time for Cardi B, she definitely is someone who grinded and turned nothing into something. She came up from stripping to Instagram comedy to reality show to being top of the charts. Like she says, she's P-popping on the top of the charts. So one time for Cardi B for, staying persistent and showing that you can do whatever you want. All you got to do is have a plan. And that's one thing you're going to hear me talk about all 2018. Plan. Have plan. Have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan. And real quick, before I get off Cardi B, she'll be on the chart on the 4th time because she now has a brand new song with Bruno Mars, and I'm sure that thing will be charting really, really, really quick. All right, so, Nas and Nicki Minaj broke up, if y'all didn't know. Definitely check that out. Nas and Nicki Minaj broke up. And with all that being said, I'm going to bring my guest on the line, live on the air. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am a huge advocate for good hip-hop. I love lyrics, I love content, and I also love people who are definitely doing their thing in the community. So right now on the line, I have a gentleman who I've been reading up on. I've had a chance to check out his music. And if you want to check out his video, you can go to RidinDurtyRadio.com. And right there in the featured video spot is my man Video. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to mess his name up. It's my southern dialect. But I would like to welcome to the show Mr. Jahan Nostra. How you doing, sir?
All right, I'm pretty good. Good morning, Vic. Ridin Durty Radio. What's good, ATL? What's good?
Man, I'm doing great. First, did I mess your name up?
Yeah, slightly. It's J is in Jamaica, Han is in Hannibal, so it's Jahan Nostra.
Jahan Nostra. Okay.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Okay. Mr. Nostra, let's start this thing off because I've had a chance to read up on you and study your music for the past week, but my listeners and I don't like to say my fans, but the listeners of the show, family of the show, don't know who you are, haven't had a chance to do the research, so hopefully this interview will put them in the right direction. So let's start this thing off by telling the world where Jahan Nostra is from.
Yes, my name is Jahan Nostra. I'm from the East Coast, Stamford, Connecticut, and Mount Vernon, New York, to be exact. Also, I have roots in ATL. My parents have lived in ATL since 2003, Vic. So I've been one of those East Coast guys that's been able to go back and forth. But I am the East Coast cat. I grew up here. Been doing music since 14 years old when I was signed with BMX Entertainment. I've got songs with legendary groups like Smith & Wesson, Hakeem Green, a slew of people that are in the industry. I also have opened up for everybody from Capitana, from Wu-Tang to, you know, so many others in the hip-hop game, Razzcast, you know, a few others.
All right, so being from money-making Mount Vernon, the home of Heavy D, the home of Sean Diddy Combs, what's it like following in such legendary footsteps?
It's definitely a great thing, you know, that mentorship kind of helped me a lot. You know, I was there more when I was really younger, and I spent more time in Stamford, Connecticut. But as far as Mount Vernon is concerned, as a youth, I was at Diddy's house when I was about 11 or 12. My father, that's Puff Daddy, by the way. My father used to sell clothes to his mother. I also was, you know, just around that atmosphere where a lot of people were real independent, and, you know, I was a kid, but that influence and that ability on music, I lived in the same building as Najee. He's a jazz artist, and everybody, I think a lot of people may know who he is. So it's basically, you know, just a lot of influence musically. That's why sometimes I do choose to mention Mount Vernon as well, because it's important to my development as an artist as well.
All right, you started performing at a very young age 13. Like, what makes a 13-year-old want to get in the entertainment business?
That's a good question, Vic. You know, kids, always be aware. You know, I like to tell people that I didn't choose this business chose me. I've been doing poetry and was doing poetry since like 11 or so and beyond. So it came to the point where, you know, for me, it was just like I was just getting exposed to so many different, you know, arts and crafts and things here that I had to find a way to express myself. And it's funny, it just threw me in early. A guy really saw potential in me. His name was Morris Day Kid, and he had me on BMX Entertainment. He told me, "Look, man, you're a real talented young kid, and you know, your poetry is deep and stuff, and you can write, and you know, this is, you know, in the mid to 90s, so a lot of times people were like, you know, hip hop was still flourishing, so it was just like." I loved it, and I just love poetry, and I love art, and it's always been in my blood. And, you know, I was doing, you know, plays and different things like that. So I was always around it. And I got put in the studio. You know, I was basically, by 13, I had the deal. And I was in the studio by, you know what I mean, 14, you know, playing in studios in Manhattan. And like I said, it's just something that chose me. I wasn't like, yo, I want to be an artist. It was more like I was always into writing and poetry and performing arts, and I was just doing it very young, and it was almost a gift that people were able to nurture me in the field, and I kept to continue to pursue it.
All right, you mentioned poetry, because I've always felt like spoken word artists are MCs just without beats. Like, how much do you relate poetry and the fact that you know, dabbled in poetry to your skill in the hip hop field?
Oh man, that's a great question. I mean, because it's not always one and the same. It used to be more. You had people I'm influenced heavily by, like Nas or Tupac Shakur, or, you know, even today, like a J. Cole is similar to me, or a Kendrick. But what it is I think the skills, it's the same because it's poetry, but what you have to do is take your cadence and be able to be rhythmic with it, be able to put it to the track and understand music, you know, as opposed to just literature. But actually knowing literature and poetry makes you a deeper and more potent artist. And usually those are the best MCs, even like Biggie or Hove, Jay-Z, you know, people like that. Most of their stuff is poetry. Eminem, you know, you go to ATL, even like T.I., you know, people like that, you know, it's poetry, but it's just they understand music and they found a way to put their poetry to the music. I think merging the two is the key, and I think what the skills are and the way that I've been able to do this, as many people have been able to do it, has been the ability to understand that you must turn the literature into music. So you must take the cadence to understand the flow as well as the words, not just one aspect.
All right, I definitely agree with that. You have a very extensive resume going on. It's actually a couple things I want to ask you about because I noticed in 2014 you had the pleasure of being on the Vans Warped Tour. How was that? Because the Van Warped Tour is one of the longest running festivals out. Like, what was it like being part of that?
Yeah, that was great, man. Shout out to Deuce Bug and the Full Blast Movement, who put me on the Wild BIBBT show, which basically was the Vans Warped Tour in Hartford, Xfinity, and, there was a whole bunch of other dates. Man, that was a great experience because not only is it such a great venue, but it also is reputable, and it's not just hip-hop music, So that really helped me step my performance game up. And it really helped me to I was already into performing because I've been, into poetry and art and doing things like that forever. And I've performed in plays and on stage since a young kid as well. But going there just made it, important and showed me importance when it came to energy, working with rock bands, working with about 13 other acts and having to want to outdo those acts and those acts outdo me in a good, friendly, competitive way. But just really building myself as a superior performer as opposed to a rapper. Because there's a lot of rappers, and I like the way you term MC too as well, because there is a difference. And there's a lot of rappers who are, they're rappers, they're cool, but they're not that, being a performer is a whole different thing. And when you can perform, you can be a true independent artist. And being independent, you have to be able to perform because when you leave an impression on somebody, that's going to help me sell a CD or help you download my record on iTunes or Spotify, where I get a lot of streams and stuff. So being on the Vans Warped Tour was key to me continuously evolving as a performer, not just an artist, but a performer. I mean, I look up to people like James Brown. I only study rap when it comes to performing. You look at somebody like James Brown. I was, at a Busta Rhymes show last week or 2 weeks ago. And, it's a whole other level when you can perform as well. It's a whole other level. And Vans Warped Tour really helped me step my show game up and network with people that were outside of my genre and sell CDs and get my name to some people that were, very young and very impressionable. So one of my best experiences to date.
I'm going to be honest. My daughter is into alternative music. She's not really into hip-hop and R&B, but that was one of our rituals. Her first ever concert when she was 14 was me taking her to Vans Warped Tour. And I had always heard about it, but never attended. And once I went, I was hooked. And we went like maybe 4 years in a row. And I think it's a very dope experience because, number one, 90% of the artists on that Warped Tour are independent. And, man, it's an all-day event. And you do get a great chance to network and put your music in front of an audience that probably wouldn't normally listen.
Right, yes, exactly, Vic. Well said, and it's so true. And such an experience. I'm glad, you understand the impact because you're familiar with it. And yes, that was a big thing to crossing me over, quote unquote. But I've always been into all different types of music besides hip hop. I mean, overall, that's a great thing. Sometimes it's harder for the hip hop audience to just understand you. But my fans and supporters, I'd like to say, and listeners, are very diverse, and you'll even find elements in my music where you'll find elements of jazz. Jazz is one of my favorite music, and you'll find elements of all other stuff, rock and different things like that. I just love great music, and I love fusion, and I think actually true hip-hop in its truest form is really a combination of many music. That's what makes it so powerful. You can basically collaborate with any artist, not just trap. It's not just quote-unquote gangster rap. It's not just rap. It's really a combination of a fusion of a lot of great music all in one, kid.
All right. So, man, I also noticed like you spent some serious time in the North Carolina area in the early creation of Little Brother, which is one of my favorite groups of all time. Like, what was that like, man?
Wow. Yeah, those great, man. Well, if that's one of your favorite groups of all time, man, I know those brothers, man. They're a little older than me. But they basically, mentored me in so many ways. Now that you think about it, I was in North Carolina at 19. I used to work at a radio station. I used to work for Duke University Radio. And on Duke University Radio, I was on a show called Daddy Rich's House of Hits. prior to that show was another show called DJ Sam's Street Flavor Mix Show. And on that show were Fonte, Big Pooh, and Ninth Wonder. I used to see them every day, every Friday in the early 2000s. You know, we're talking 2002, 2003. I was there from like 99 to 2003, something like that. And, you know, basically, you know, they were there constructing what we know of as Little Brother. There also was the Justice League. So it was Cesar, Comanche, a lot of them. That's their whole crew. And basically, the early creation of The Listening, which is their first album, which was eventually picked up by ABB. I was there for that. Ninth Wonder, I learned a lot about production from Ninth Wonder, just being there every day, having conversations about hip-hop and music. He's another guy who taught me a lot because, like, he's extremely deep into music, like, not just hip-hop, but he loves soul and sampled and jazz. He was just very diverse when it came to that. So, you know, yeah, I was there with them every Friday, and there's some good friends of mine, great friends of mine, and I learned a lot. We learned a lot together. We used to debate hip-hop, talk, and it's always inspirational to be around people like that, because about a year or two later, with me returning up here to the East Coast after school and stuff, and them doing their thing, I saw them on MTV. You know what I'm saying? They got signed to ABB. And they were put on by Questlove from the Roots, I think, really helped them out on the OK Player switchboards. And when they used to be on those switchboards talking to him, I used to be right there. You know what I mean? So I've seen groups like that evolve. It's pretty dope that you did them. Those are my brothers.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite groups of all time. Man, I also, because I'm running out of time, man. I can really talk to you all day. I was checking out your video,
okay.
And I noticed that you're also an advocate, or you're also like you do things in the community and you touch on some serious topics. Tell me a little bit about this video, because I actually just posted your video on the RidinDurtyRadio.com page for anybody who want to check it out. RidinDurtyRadio.com, you can go check my man's video out. But like the video, I'm going to the page now. The video that I'm referring to is, and my computer would be going slow. Don't you hate technology? We love it, but then we had to hate it. I was called "Embrace the Rain." Tell me a little bit about that song, because that song is it's very deep.
Yeah, "Embrace the Rain" is a song basically about, you know, it's inspirational. It's my third video off my album ESP, which features Smith & Wesson, Tony Trump, a slew of others. The video was shot in Brooklyn, New York. And it tackles a subject that many don't know about: youth homelessness. Youth homelessness is statistically is huge. A lot of people think of an old individual with a big beard when they think of homeless people. But up here on the East Coast, even right now, where it's freezing, you guys chilling down there. You know, homelessness is a big issue, and there's a lot of youth from people in orphanage, you know, kids in shelters and other things like that are homeless. So basically, you know, I decided to tackle that issue a little bit. It was something that was heartfelt to me. And in the video, if you guys get a sneak peek, you watch it, it really, you know, I don't want to give it away, but I came up with the treatment. And me and Shane Film shot a video that I'm real proud of. That it's been featured in the Huff Post. It's been featured all over blogs. It's got over 4,000 views in a month and a half, 2 months, whatever it's been out. And basically, it's about tackling youth homelessness and how we could do better to combat that. I also have an event coming up in March in New York City at LPR, hopefully March 31st, where we'll be taking all the funds and donating all the youth homelessness. But that video tackles youth homelessness. There's a storyline and a narrative for people to get and understand, which I don't want to completely give away, but if you watch the video, "Embrace the Rain" by Jahan Nostra, you'll be able to see somebody come from being on the streets to being successful. And, you know, that's basically the storyline of the video, man. I've been getting a lot of reviews. People love it. It's touching all types of organizations. Like even in Atlanta, in October, I was at Stand Up for Kids, which is based down there. So I was actually in the ATL. So shout out to the ATL. This is for you guys. I went down to Stand Up for Kids, which deals with, you know, youth homelessness. And they've been working with me, helping me out. And, you know, even the ATL, you know, that's where their main base is. So it directs connect me there, and I'm doing it universal. If you need to get at me, You can email me at born7hand@gmail.com or check out jahannostra.com. And, or check out any of my social websites or anything like that, all under Jahan Nostra. Send me a direct message, we can build, and let's keep up the positivity, baby.
All right. Real quick, you have some releases that's in the marketplace. You dropped your first joint in 2012. Let the people know about your releases and where they can possibly pick those up and stream those.
Okay, cool. In 2012, I got a bunch of albums, mixtapes, and things like that, even prior, but I'm going to name you guys 3 albums that are my most recent because I always like to name those work. 2012, I dropped the Bedtime Street album, which you can stream on Apple Music, Spotify. It's on almost everywhere, basically, for that album. The single was Green Tea. It really blew up and had a lot of movement with that. That can be streamed anywhere. The Bedtime Street album by Jahan Nostra. Then my full-length album, Sleepwalking, I dropped in like 2013 or 2014. And it basically, it's got 18 songs. It's produced by Papa Pill. He's produced for Rakim, a slew of others. Features Hakeem Green, my partner Bisco, a slew of other people. It really did a lot of good. It sold independently very, very well, streaming very well on Spotify as well, Apple Music, Bandcamp. I even have physicals. I do have physical CDs that you can order from the site or from my CD Baby, and you can get information on that by going to jahannostra.com. And then my most recent work, which I'm most proud of, is called ESP. Came out the end of 16, beginning of 17. It basically has features from the legendary group Smith & Wesson. I have rappers like Tone Trump. I have singers like Mila Mochico, and so many others on the record. It's mastered by Daddy Kev, who's mastered for Kendrick Lamar, as well as Flying Lotus. And got my partner Chesky on the album. I mean, so many great features and great ideas. Samara Gibson, who's a pretty prominent R&B singer. She did some stuff with Vic XL not too long ago. ESP is everywhere. I also have physicals as well. ESP is my latest one. So those 3 albums are something that you could check if you want to check out Jahan Nostra and see what this guy is about. I've also done a slew of interviews. I've been written up in a lot of primetime publications. Even, down in the ATL, I've been back and forth doing a lot of different things. And you definitely want to see me. I mean, I'm a dude that's out there. I'm married to the music. And, fortunately, everything's been going pretty consistent. And, the people move with what they love. So love to everybody doing things that are positive. But those 3 are my 3 albums. Once again, www.jahannostra.com. Shout out to Ridin Durty Radio. I'm glad my boy Chamillionaire, who I love his song, still has a strong influence, and I'm glad that radio is still popping like that, Vic. I'm digging the whole title, baby. Shout out to y'all.
All right, I definitely appreciate that. Jahan, do me a favor because we're about to wrap this thing up. We're about to drop this joint, No Stress. Introduce it to the people and tell them a little bit about it.
90 seconds.
My song, No Stress, featuring the legendary from Brooklyn, New York, Smith & Wesson. Who have been in the hip-hop game forever, came out in the 90s. This song right here is even jazz influence, man. We even got a little bit of Miles Davis, talking in the end. But this is off my latest album, ESP. This is Ridin Durty Radio, ATL. Hope y'all love it, man. Come on, baby. You can't turn down the legends. Jahan Nostra and Smith & Wesson. No stress, man. Let that rock, man.
60 seconds.
Let's get it. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir. 100.
Jazz is just like an attitude. Music is nothing but style. Like I do. I play style. I play the blues, the ballad, I play the ballad. Yeah, I play that.
Oh, you shouldn't, my love, you really shouldn't. Life stories, saving me from a bullet. Last Dragon, avoid standing E. Polaroid of me shown by my auntie, but now we HD. Tina kept the firstborn. Parents got on their feet, never left family torn. Night stars and I'll take the moon. Fish for my meal like my Uncle June.
10
Matt
seconds.
like Debbie's BX at 11. A true MC, I guess I was destined. Flowing like a current. In the current state of affairs, that allows me no burden. I paint the picture like Gordon stairs backwards and never get injured. My butler is Alpha, your butler is Malcolm. I'm ready to intercept and change the outcome. Cause Gordon Parks caught the flick, and Mr. Hughes' 1,000 words is what made the pick. Gordon Parks, he caught the flick, and Mr. Hughes' 1,000 words is what made the pick. Imagination takes me where I wanna go. It takes me where I wanna go. Just get dressed. Just get dressed. Yeah. And if you wanna blow it down for me, hold it down for me, I'm set to go, baby. It's no stress. Really stress. Imagination takes me where I wanna go. It takes me where I wanna go. Just get dressed. And if you wanna hold it down for me, hold it down for me, I'm set to go, baby. It's wet. Jahan Yeah, the month was the loneliest. The Parliament was rough, plus the flow was melodious. Orchestra, feel harmonious. Superb vocalist, first smoking when I'm focusing. Dig it, the bars levitated. Kumar off the bar means the guard elevated. I walk for miles, then I hop in the car train. The lady sing the blues cause the pops was on cocaine.
Y'all check out RidinDurty.com.
Remember all the things that he done.
Fresh website for you guys. A lot of time. One time my man Greg Jones.
Make sure you see it right. Imagine magic in the form of reality.
Y'all go to Ridin Radio. Make sure y'all click on that big track tab and check out my
dreams to the Lord come calling you. Stress, divine rhymes, divine rhymes, inspired minds, design lines that outline the signs of our day and time. Stress, divine rhymes, inspired minds, design lines that outline the signs of our day and time. Imagination takes me where I wanna go. It takes me where I wanna go. Just get dressed. And if you wanna blow it down for me, hold it down for me, I'm set to go, baby. It's no stress. Really stress. These bumps in the road, life's highway seasonal. You be the music, craft be the vehicle. Odd man Dino, the greatest salesman. Gift of gas saved my life from a Klansman. Cops treated our hoods like the strip club. I'm cock ring with the imperfect sick glove. 800 hashtags, 450 likes. Got all these fools caught in your image like Sprite. Now toast to that, your host is fat. You're riding the wave, I can't coast to that. Room filled with books and Japanese art. Ralph Lauren, denim raiders of the lost arts. And to my ninjas, the Hennessy was the holy grail. More delicious than that mix that you got from Trail. I walk an ill straight path. Get lost in my room, get found by paragraphs. Cause man chooses his fate. Artists in escape, females mace over crushed Italian grapes. The law of the way of the fifth agreement. We make our own rules, the hell with their achievements. It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. Imagination takes me where I wanna go. I'm on my back door, headed to the stove. It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. It's no stress for y'all, it's no stress. Imagination taking me where I wanna go. I'm on my back door, running from the stove.
One time my man Jahan Nostra, one time Smith and Wesson. It's your boy Vic XL. RidinDurty Show. Make sure y'all visit RidinDurtyRadio.com. Mess with me. 2018. It's our year. Let's go.